Salesforce Consulting and Admin Training, day 11. Let's see what are we going to learn today. We'll quickly go through the previous session overview and we'll talk about the marketing sales cloud architecture. And then we'll talk about the contract. What is the contract? How to create a contract and how to create a new contract and how can we activate the contract. And then we have a order, how to create a orders, right? How to link the orders to the product, everything we will see. And then we'll have a quiz homework, today's interview question. Apart from this, if time permits, we'll also go through the service cloud. Now quickly, what did we learn last class? Quick recap.
Okay.
What did we learn in last class?
Flow
to 9 sections.
Yesterday we learned about marketing sales cloud as architecture.
discount.
Marketing sales cloud architecture, and then how to create a price book,
Right.
quote line item,
Quote line and properties.
yes, properties,
And types of business, B2B, B2C.
right? So those all are we have seen. Now today we are going to, yesterday there are few questions which we have received it. The first question is how to edit standard buttons, what limitations are there? We have not reached it to the standard button. How to edit standard button, how to delete a standard button, can I remove the buttons? We have not reached that place. We have not reached that place. And the second one is how can we add a custom button to it at the object level? Now, have we discussed creating a custom button? We have not discussed the creating a custom button. When we don't know how to create a custom button, how can you add it, the custom button at the object level? So these two questions are not valid for right now. Because we have not yet discussed creating the custom button, editing the standard button, deleting the standard button. We have not discussed it. So I'm not going to cover that right now because most of the members does not understand there. And how to avoid user to generate a PDF code per denied code. So here we have a concept called, yesterday we have discussed the code. Now, as I have explained yesterday, whenever we are generating a PDF, whether the code is in accepted status, whether it is a denied status, you can have by default, you can have a create PDF option is available. Create PDF option is available. Now, if you want to, whenever the code is denied, I do not want to click on this. Whenever the user click on this denied code, it should give me an error saying that code is denied. That is the customization. That is customization. But by default, Salesforce is not providing anything. So in consulting part, whatever we are discussing about default features of the Salesforce, we are not going to customize anything. Whatever the Salesforce is provided, we are trying to understand how they are, how we can use it, and what are the features that we have. Now, in case if it is a denied and you do not want a user or a client to click on this generate PDF or create a PDF, then it has to be customization. It has to be customization. That means you need to write a logic at the back end. Now, these are the questions that we have received it yesterday, but first two questions are not valid at this point in time. Any questions? yesterday's any question? Dhananjay, are you clear on the first two? Whenever we are discussing about the first two one, then we'll have a discussion about the custom button as well as the standard button, deleting, editing, we will discuss that. Is Rohit is not available? I cannot see Rohit offline. Okay, fine. So that's the questions. So let's move on. So marketing sales cloud architecture. Now we have seen how to create a campaign. Output of the campaign is a lead. And in lead, we have a lead cycle. From the lead, we can convert to the account, contact, and opportunity. Opportunity has its own cycle. And then for the opportunity, it needs to have a price book and product. That product has to be linked to the opportunity. So once the opportunity is created with the product and price book, then we need to generate a quote. So once the quote is generated, we have a separate cycle for the quote cycle also. Once the quote is generated, now we are going to see the order. Now we are going to see the order, how to create a order. So now we are going to see order. So till this point, till the quote, we are done. Till the quote, we have done all the steps, we have covered it. Till the quote, we have covered all the steps. Now the next step is orders. Next step is orders, how to create a orders. Now, in order to create a order, we need to have a contract. In order to create a order, there has to be contract should be there. Without a contract, you cannot create a order as per the Salesforce standard. Now let's see, after the order, we will see the invoice also. So first, let's see the contract. So contract is nothing but in simple term, it's an agreement. Contract is nothing but in simple term, it's an agreement. Agreement between the customer and a client. Agreement between the customer and a client. So for example, whenever you are buying a gold, right? So there is some kind of a sign, or if you are buying some very heavy products or the 1,000 products or 10,000 products you are buying it, then in that case, you will have an agreement with the company saying that 6 months warranty or a 1 year warranty kind of a agreement. During this 1 year, if anything is a problem, they will do the exchange or a repair. So contract is nothing but it's similar to the agreement. Any terms and conditions agreed at the time of sale. Any terms and conditions agreed at the time of sale. It's not only the sale, it could be anything. Similar when you got a job. For example, you got a job, you joined the Wipro company. When you join the Wipro company gives you have a onboarding, some activities will be there. So onboarding activities, they will give some papers. So you need to sign it. So basically you are agreeing the terms and conditions, whatever the company has. Whatever the company has it. Like I need to work for 9 hours and company is going to pay for 9 hours. So if it is less than 9 hours, there will be an amount deducted. So kind of an agreement between you and a company. So similarly, when you are buying a product, there are certain terms and conditions you need to agree. So sometimes in the Amazon also, they will ask that you are agreeing the terms and conditions before buying the product. So this is whatever you do, any terms and conditions agreed at the time of sale is called as a contract. Now navigation steps for the contract is click on a app manager and then click on a contract. When you click on a contract, this is the screen that you will see. Go to the app manager. This is the 9 dots is called as a app manager. Click on this app manager and search for a contract. Search for contract. Once you search for a contract, you will see here the contract. By default, it is a recently viewed. By default, it is a recently viewed, and here we have a new button. Now let's go ahead and see that. So app launcher, let's search for a contract. Now here we have a contracts. Now as soon as we are done with the contracts here, now here we can see the new button which is available, and this contract is a recently viewed, and here there is nothing is there because right now we have not created any data. Right now we have not created any data. Now, when we click on a new contract, so that means I'm clicking on a new button. I'm clicking on new button. So when I click on a new button, there are few sections. Contact information, and then we have a, let me open that, let me click on a new button. Now, this is the first section which is called as a contact information. When we click on a contact information, we have a certain information that needs to be entered related to the contract. Example, who is the customer that signed the contract? And similarly, what is the company and what is the customer? And then customer signed it. When did they sign it? And contract start date and contract terms and months. Like terms is nothing but in how many months we are going to have this contract. 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, whatever the in months. If it is a month, 6 months. If it is the years, you can mention the 1 year, 2 years. So usually it is in a month in Salesforce. And then we'll have a company signed it. Because two signs will be there. One is a customer sign, another one is a company sign. So when did the customer sign it and when did the company sign it? So that is it. Both the agreements that are happening there. Then we have a address information. And the description. Now let's go to the Salesforce. In Salesforce, I have a company information, address information, description information. Address information, description information, company information. These are the three. Company information is nothing but for which company. As in that I'm dealing with the Infosys company. When did who is the customer? Let's suppose Harish is the customer. When the contract is signed today, and how many, let's say that 6 months. And customer sign title, let's say title is a Harish, and customer sign date. What is the customer sign date? When did the customer sign? Customer and client both are signed on the same time. Assume that Harish is joining the Infosys company. So like this, company sign date is also same. What is the price book? Do you have any price book, gold or anything? So that is the information. Address information. Let's suppose it's a high-tech city. And let's say that building. These are the high-tech city, Sydney. Some details we have given. Special terms and conditions. Now, employee has to work for 9 months, 9 hours, and no leave during this period. During this contract time, right? This is the some special terms. Now description is employee joining Infosys as a contract for 6 months. Now click on save. Now here it is asking that provide the what are the invalid data. There is some data which we have entered. Now this is company sign date should be today. Now let's click on save. Now this is the contract is created. Contract is created. So contract is created with the status dropped, contract start date, end date, who is the customer, and signed when the customer is signed and when the company is signed, and what is the billing details, everything, these are the details. Now here we have a contract number is a 00, it's a auto number 100. Contract number is auto number. Now this is a sample. Now how did I do that? So you need to click on the contract. So click on the app launcher, search for a contract here, search for contract. Now in this contract, by default, it will come here. If you have already created the contract, it will display here. Let's assume that I have an opportunity, the opportunities that we have created yesterday. Let's assume that we have created an opportunity for Dell opportunity. Dell opportunity details for this, we already have a quote. Yeah, quote is already there. So assume that the quote is fine with the customer. The quotation for this, whatever the total amount is there, it is they are agreed to pay. Now, once they are agreed to pay, that means quotation is also approved by the customers. We send the quotation to the customer. Customers are agreed that we are going to buy it. So finally, this is done. Now for this opportunity, I'm going to create a contract. For this opportunity, I'm going to create a contract. So click on a new. Now here it's a Dell. So let's use the Dell customer. So let's take a customer is a David. David is planning to go for that opportunity. Contract sign date is 29. Months is, let's assume that 9 months. And owner expiration, it's a different. And then we have a company sign date. Company is signed. This is the company, as in that, and then we have a date called 30th, or let's take it 29th here. Customer is also signed on the same date. So these are the details. Click on save. Once I clicked on a contract, once I create a contract, observe here in approval status, in activated status, in draft. Why it is showing like this is because as soon as the contract is created, it should be always in the draft status. It should be always in the draft status. Now here, it means that in approval process activated already crossed it. This is not actually not crossed it. It's not crossed. Right? It is not crossed here. Now the reason it is showing is the pick list order. Go to the edit object of the contract. And here you have a fields and relationship. Now, what is the field there? This is a cycle here, contract cycle. So option is called, the pick list field is status. So in the status, we have a in approval activated draft. So I clicked on the reorder. So when I see here, the order of the displaying the fields is in approval process activated drafted, but actually drafted should be on top. Drafted should be on top, then activated, then in active process, then in active process. So here right now, what is the order it is displaying it? Order is displaying in approval process, activated draft. But actual, what is the order of display is drafted, activated in approval process. Now, anytime if you want to change this, anytime if you want to change this order, what you have to do is go to the object manager. Go to the object manager, select the pick list, and here is the button called reorder. Here is the button called reorder. If you click on a reorder, then what will happen is you can reorder the. So here you have an option called reorder. So when you click on this reorder, you can order it the way it is displaying the pick list values. It has to be, if you want it in a specific order, you can do that. So now I did a reorder. So now let me refresh this. Now let me refresh. Now let's go to the detail section here. In the detail section, if you click on the draft, now how it is showing? Draft activated in approval. Draft activated in approval. Now on top, path is also showing that properly. It is right path because initially it is a draft, then activated in approval. Any questions on this contract creation, on the status reordering?
But after draft, final is activated, right?
It's not, yeah, after draft, we have to activate it. We will see that how to activate it. But as soon as the contract is created, the status has to be always draft. Now, by default, Salesforce is showing in an order called, first it will show in approval process, activated and a draft. This is the flow it is going to show. So what you have to do is you need to do the reorder. Go to the object manager, contract, go to the fields and relationship, open that particular pick list field, which is called as a status, and then click on here reorder. So once you click on this reorder, you can choose here any of the field and move it to down or up, whatever you wanted to do, you can reorder. So that you will have a clarity that what is the correct path of the cycle. Correct path of the cycle, you can know that. So now this is draft is created. Now, once the contract is created, then we need to activate the contract. We need to activate the contract. Now, in order to activate the contract, on contract record, go to the click on arrow button. There is a menu button and then we have to click on an active button. So here you see here, this is the beside the new case, there is a small sub menu button is there. So this menu button, click on this, and then here is the option is called active. So click on this active. So automatically the contract will be active. Automatically the contract will be active. So right now I'm into the contract and click on here menu and then select here active. So as soon as I click on activate the contract. That means I'm activating the contract. As soon as it is activated, the next step it is came as a activated and the status is changed to the activated. Status is changed to the activated. Now this is the process. Now once it is active, that means what is happening here? Contract is linked to the account name. Contract is linked to the account name. It is not linked to the opportunity. It is not linked to the opportunity. It is directly linked to the customer and account. It is directly linked to the customer. What is the contact? Right? If I click on this customer, go to the customer. Now, what is this customer? Customer is talking about here contact. Customer is talking about the contact. Now we have here is the account name, here is the customer. That means contract is linked with account and contact. So basically contract is linked with company and customer. So that means I have a here one box, which is a company, and here customer. And here I have a contract. So this is a contract. So contract is always, this is a company and this is the customer. This is the customer. The company is nothing but it's an account. Customer is nothing but a contact. Now, contract is here, the contract is nothing but the agreement between the company and the customer. Now that's what is happening here. Here the account name is Dell. So the contract between, so this contract between the Dell company and the customer David. So Dell and David has a agreement of the some contract, some related to some product. But this is here, when you see here, one account, the contract is connected to the account and customer. So that means customer can have a multiple contracts. Single account can have a multiple contracts can be connected. Multiple contacts can be connected. That means one customer or one company can have a multiple contracts with the different customers. One account can have a, one company can have a contracts with a different customers. That means one account can have a multiple contracts that can be created. Any questions here on the contract?
Ma'am, opportunity has any relationship with contract?
Opportunity does not have. So that's what I'm saying. It has a link with account and customer. It does not have an opportunity link. As per the Salesforce standard, opportunity connection is not there with the contract. Opportunity connection is not there with the contract. The reason why we are creating a contract here, because in order to create a order, I need to have a contract. So this contract is nowhere is linked with the opportunity. Nowhere it is linked with the opportunity. Contract is always linked with account and contact. Now, once the contract is created, then we have to go for an order. Now, contract is only between the customer and company. There is no relation with the opportunity there. Now, we will come to know that how we are going to create a linking of the opportunity. Now, let's go for an order, then you will understand.
Yeah, what is the difference after activated before drafting the contract?
Sorry?
And after changing status now, what is the difference in the contract? In the draft status or activated status? What is the difference?
Yeah, we will see that. Okay, so let's go on the order. So order is nothing but an order is an agreement between the company and customer to provision the services. Or you can say that order is nothing but the product that delivers. Whatever you have ordered, the product will be delivered. So when in simple term, if I have to say, order is nothing but an accepted proposal of the product and price. Accepted proposal of a product and price. Now here, any accepted proposal of the product, that means in Amazon, you have ordered something. You have ordered something. So when you say order is completed or order is received, when you see that person is standing in front of your house, like you see that order is delivered to the correct place, then you say that order is received. So order is nothing but say the service or the product or anything that delivers the product with the quantity, price, and on that date, right? So product, price, quantity, and the date. These all are combination is called as a order. And whenever we are creating how to create a order, let's go ahead and see that. Now here, Now here I'll say that in app launcher, click on a order, app launcher, click on a orders. Go to the orders here. In app launcher, navigation steps are click on app launcher, search for a order and go to the orders. Navigation steps for order. Click on app launcher. Click on app launcher. Search for a order. And then click on the order tab, order option there. So once you click on the order option, you will see this is the screen where you have a new button. Now here, let's click on a new button. Once you click on a new button, what it is saying that it is displaying the contract number. It is displaying the contract number. Now, by default, it is displaying what are the contracts are there. Now, without a contract number, can I create an order here? I cannot create an order. If I want to create an order, contract number is a must. Contract number is a must. So it is displaying the contract that we have created right now. Now let me go ahead and create one more contract. Let's go ahead and create one more contract here. Now search for a contract. Click on contracts. Now I'll take the Infosys same as it is. So what I'll do is I'll clone it. Not the Infosys, the Dell one which we have created right now, which is a 101. Now I'll clone this Dell, click on a clone. Now instead of activated, I'll say draft. Click on a save. Click on save. So one contract is in a draft status, another contract is in active status for the same thing. For the same thing, I have a one contract is one contract is active, another contract is draft status. Right? Now we have two contracts for the same account. Two contracts for the same account and same customer. One is in the draft and one other one is activated. Now let's go to the order. Click on the orders here. And then click on new order. Once you click on the new order, here it is asking the customer, which customer, which company. So I'll say the Dell company. I'll say the Dell company. Now here I'll say that Infosys, the contract which we have created, that is the one. Now status is draft, order status 29. Let's assume that order status may be next week. It will start the order by next week or probably it starts tomorrow. Order will start tomorrow and these are the shipping details and customer authorized, company authorized. If you have a customer authorized, for example, for this, David and authorized is a April batch and these are the details and click on save. What it is saying that it is giving me the error. Why it is giving me the error? I have linked the contract. I have linked the contract and I have linked the account name, but still it is giving me the error here. What is the reason for it? The reason is your account, your company is a Dell, but the contract which you are linking is related to Infosys, which is not right, So that means if you are creating a order, if you are creating any order, if you are creating an order related to the company, then you need to choose the contract to same company. Contract to same company. Let's suppose if you say Infosys here, then you need to choose the contract which is related to Infosys. But if you choose here, contract is company is a Dell, account is a Dell, then you need to choose the contract which is related to the Dell. Let's suppose I'm choosing the draft one. It is a Dell here, but it's in the draft status. So I select the draft status one, right? Then I'll go for the status draft, order start date, let's assume tomorrow, click on save. Now here it says that it is in the draft. Order is in the draft. Order is in the draft status. Now here, when you look at the order, order details is linked with the account. Order details are linked with the account. It does not have any opportunity here. It does not have any opportunity. Now, in the related list, you have a order products, order history, and the notes and attachment. Now, you need to add again, once you create a order, you need to add manually the products needs to be added. Manually, you need to add the products. Now, what is the products that is there for that opportunity, Dell opportunity, integration Samsung. Now, integration Samsung, you need to again add it to the quantity. What is the quantity there? 2 and 1. So, integration is a 2 and then Samsung is a 1. Now, click on save. Now, here what you are doing is you are creating an order. You are creating the order here. Then you are adding the products again here. You are adding the products again. Products are already added to the opportunity. It is already added to the quotes. But when you are creating an order also you need to add it. So that is the defect which is having in the Salesforce. That is the defect which is having in the Salesforce. Whether you create a quote is by default, it will be created order products. But whenever you create an order, you have to manually add the orders. For example, if you choose any other product. Now let's suppose I'll delete this product. I'll delete this and I'll delete this also. Okay, edit products. Now, for example, if you add a different price book, what will happen? It will accept it. It will accept it. There is nothing called as it doesn't accept because it does not know that which product actually the customer is looking for it. Now let me go ahead and create another order. So I'm creating the another order. Now for this order, click on a new. Now I'll say that Dell. This time I'll take the contract number, which is active. Right, since then the status is a draft. Order status is tomorrow. Let's click on save. Once the order is created, we have a add product. Now this time I'm going to take a platinum. Platinum. So I'll take the 3 products. Click on next. Now I'll say that quantity is 1. For the Samsung also quantity is 1. iPhone is also quantity is 1. Click on the save. Now what happened? I created an order per Dell account. But what is the product that I have added? I have added the product which is related to the platinum. But what is the product that is actually there in the opportunity which is related to the gold? Now if you click on here, add product, the price book is a gold. Now opportunity has a gold, but here the order is in the order I'm adding the products which are related to the platinum. So that means order and opportunity, there is no link to it. There is no link. It does not have any link to it. So it is just to the account. Whether it is a contract, whether it is an order, just it is linked to the account. Now, if you try to change here status equal to activated, That means you are activating the order. Similarly, I'll go for another order. I'll go for all the draft orders. Now this is the Dell company, and this is also I'm going to make it to the activated. Click on save. What it is saying here, this order contract is inactive. Now somebody asked about contract deactive active. When the contract is a draft, when the contract is activated, what is the difference? The difference is if your contract is not active. Now what is the contract that is not active here? Let's go and check that. So go to the contract. Now I have created two contracts. 102 is a draft, 101 is activated. Now when I have linked the 102 to the order, and when I'm trying to activate the order, what it is saying that this order contract is inactive. If the contract is not active, when I say active in a sense means that is right now has both the parties are agreed. Customer is agreed, company is also agreed. So both the parties are agreed. Right now, this contract is active. We can use this contract in the order. If you say draft, that means either customer did not agree the contract or company did not agree the contract. When any one of the parties or did not agree the contract, then I cannot create an order for that contract. I cannot create an order for that contract. So now this 102 is a deactive. Now if I am making it order as an active, so order active is nothing but I need to deliver it. If I want to deliver, that means it has to be active. Draft means it is order is draft means I'm still sitting. It is still with me, right? So when I send an order, that means order is active. When the order is active, the contract also has to be active. Or else both of them keep it as a draft. Both of them keep it as a draft. So if you are making the order as active, this order is active, then you have to make sure that your contract also should be active. Your contract also should be active. Now I'll remove this 102 and I'll add the 101 and click on save. Now it will active. If this order says draft, that means you have not sent the orders to your customers. If you say activated is nothing but orders are on the way. Orders are on the way. They might reach by tomorrow. Right? So that is the difference between the active and draft. But again, order contract does not have a link to the opportunity. It's a issue. So contract number is a mandatory in order to create an order. And for creating a order account should match with the contract account. That's what we have seen. Whenever we are creating the contract or whenever we are creating the order, order account should match with the contract account. You cannot have an order account as a Dell, contract account as a Infosys. You cannot have that. So if you are creating an order for the Dell account, your contract also related to Dell has to be linked. Dell has to be linked. And then I need to add all the products to the order. Whatever the related products are there, I need to add that. That means order is a separate object. Order is a separate object. It does not link to opportunity. It does not link to any opportunity, right? It is only linking to the account contact. And then we need to add manually the products. Manually, the product should be added to the order line item. And also, what are the quotation is there? Now, what are the quotation we have? That quotation, we cannot convert the quotation. We cannot convert the quotation to an order. We cannot convert. Now you can say that, okay, the quotation is already generated here for this opportunity. Cannot we convert this quotation to the order? Can I do that? So as I already have this information, can I use this quotation and create an order? No, you cannot create it. There is no link with the quotation, order and quotation, quote and order. So we have a quotation and order. So here we cannot convert the quotation to order because the whole order management, whatever we are seeing here, the order, the whole order management, invoice, order, right? So after the order, once we receive the order, we get the invoice. There is an invoice attached to the order. For example, you have ordered the Amazon product, some product you have ordered. So whenever it is reached, that time it is basically whenever you receive the order is, there is an invoice attached to the order. There is a invoice attached to the order. There is a invoice attached to the order. So that invoice piece also, we cannot do it here. What do you mean by I cannot do? Like what I mean that I cannot do the invoice. I have created an order. Now, can this order is linked to the invoice? No. Can this order is linked to the quotation? No. Now, how can I create an invoice in the Salesforce? You can see the object invoice. You can see the object invoice, but there is nothing called as a new button. There is nothing called as a new button. You cannot see the new button here. That means you cannot generate an invoice with the standard Salesforce feature. With the standard Salesforce feature, we cannot generate an invoice. If you want to generate an invoice for what are the order we have created, what are the quotation we have created, then you need to go for a CPQ billing plus. You need to go for a CPQ billing plus. That means by default what are the developer addition is there. In the developer addition, you cannot create an invoice. Even in the enterprise addition also, you cannot create. If you want a billing process perfect, if you want a billing process from the creation of opportunity to till the invoice, if you want entire flow should be linked, then you have to go with the CPQ billing plus. Now, what is the additional things will be there in the CPQ billing plus is whenever you are creating an order, in the order, you have a few fields which is called as a billing now. There is a one option will be there here, billing now. There is a one option is available, which is a checkbox, will say that bill now. So this checkbox is the CPQ is enabled. So whenever you enable this bill now or a billing now, so it is going to start billing it. That means invoice gets generated here. So this option is only available when you go with the Salesforce CPQ. So CPQ has a different step, basic CPQ, where you can configure the price and the codes. CPQ plus is additional price code and increase the automation, some kind of a automation will be there. But if you want a most popular one, which is called as a billing concept, if you want some kind of a billing concept, not full length. When I say kind of a billing solution is nothing but, let's assume that you are using the Ola. For example, you are traveling by Ola. So when you are traveling by Ola, so that means you have booked some cab. When you book the cab, if you wanted to do some kind of a amount, like you need to pay the amount. Once the person has dropped there, then you will be paying the amount, right? So how you will be doing the payment? Most of the times you will do the payment through the GPay, right? Is GPay app is related to Ola? No, Ola is a different application. Ola is different application. This is a different application. And GPay is Google application. GPay is Google application. These both are different application. Now, what is happening here? There is a integration has been implemented. There is a integration. That means whenever you transfer the amount, like through the GPay, whenever you transfer, so either it can go to the Ola account or it can go to the person account. Okay, it can go to the person account. Now, as soon as you transfer the GPay, in the GPay, you are going to scan the code. You are going to scan the code. That scanning the code could be somebody's account, right? Scanning the code will be somebody's account. Whenever you scan it, automatically the GPay is connected to this person. Automatically, this GPay is connected to this person. That means whenever you transfer the data, it goes to this scanner, and from in between there is a integration which is available. In between there is a integration that transfer the data directly to this person account. Right? So what is happening here? Two applications are connected and talking to each other. Two applications are connected and talking to each other. Now, in case if you want this kind of an implementation, like you wanted to do the integration, the billing amount transfer, everything in another application, right? I can handle only the billing solution, what are the quotations, what are the price, order, everything I wanted to handle in the Salesforce. But actually billing will be delivered. Billing is done through the different application. In that case, you can use this, right? So there are most of the companies uses this CPQ billing group. And the latest one, which is a CPQ and billing plus. CPQ and billing plus. Billing plus is nothing but everything from the starting till the end, everything will be available. That means from the day you start created the opportunity till the billing, whether you received it or you wanted to refund, everything you can do it. For example, there is a person who has paid the amount by mistakenly. Now you wanted to refund the amount, or the person has returned the product. They did not like the product. They wanted to return the product. In that case, we have to use the refund. So there is an option called refund here. The refund option is available. So you can use this refund. Refund is nothing but I'm returning the details. And along with that, I'm also using the payment method, because we need to use the payment method. So Salesforce has a payment method also. Salesforce has payment method. So if you search here, it has a payment method. So payment authorization adjustment, payment authorization, payment gateway logs, payment gateways, payment line invoice, payments, these all are available. These all are available, but there is no connection. All the objects are available, but there is no connection here. Only the connection it has is mostly it is account. Right now it is not in the account. So it does not have a connection to opportunity, right? It does not have any connection here. It is just asking the payment authorization, payment method, and payment group. What is the process of mode? Are they doing it as an external process, or they are doing it through the Salesforce? What is the way? Are they doing the GPay, PhonePe? What is the way that they are doing the payment mode? So those are the details are there. But we have an object, but you cannot use it. If you want to use this, everything existing Salesforce standard objects along with some kind of additional features that we need to link to the Salesforce standard features. For that, we need to use a CPQ billing place. If you use a CPQ billing place, from the beginning to the till whatever the closure of the order, everything we can do it with the CPQ billing place. CPQ billing place. So Salesforce CPQ and billing is the one basically for the billing process. Configuring the quotation, configuring the order, price, and how to bill it, how to refund, how to return the items, what are the payment gateways. If you want to use a different payment gateways, so everything you can use it here in the CPQ. And where it in the CPQ, where you have a relation between the each other object. Any questions?
Ma'am, can you change the price book for that order which you created?
Price book contact order where in the
In orders.
okay. Let's go to the orders.
Now change the price book. Is it possible?
If you change here, you need to cross verify what is there in the opportunity. Okay, it is possible to change it. Everywhere you can change the standard price book price. Okay, and this
No, I'm
cycle.
asking means you have selected one price book to add the product. So I wanted to change it to different price book to select
You can
another
change
product.
it. You can change it.
It's not giving the option there.
Unit price.
Not price. Change the product. Select a different price book.
Price book, you cannot change it.
Yeah, that's my sense.
Yeah, price book, you cannot change it. Once the price book is added into the order, you do not have a choose price book. Like in the opportunity, you have an option called choose price book. That means you can change the price book here. But in the orders, once you add the price book here, you cannot change it.
I have to delete this order and recreate another one.
Yes, you need to delete, complete this order and create a new one. And once you added the product here, you cannot delete the, once you added, for example, you have added the two products here. Okay, second product you can delete it, but the first product you cannot delete it. There won't be delete option. As soon as you add the one product, that means as soon as you add a one product, order should have at least one product associated with it. So you cannot delete single product. If there are multiple products, you can delete the multiple products. The last one you cannot delete it. Any other questions offline? Is everybody clear? What is in real time? No, it will not reflect on the orders. It won't be reflected on the orders. That's what I'm saying. In real time, either companies will use the CPQ or else they will go for a custom implementation. They will go for a custom implementation. That means whenever you are changing the product details here, automatically should be reflected in the order products also. That is a customization where the developers has to write a code. Whenever there is any change on the products on the opportunity should reflect on the order products. Clear? In the real time, either they go with the custom implementation or else they go with CPQ. Yes, you can customize it. Customize in a sense, you need to write a code. So when the CPQ was not there, everybody was using the customization. That means writing the code.
And which version it is introduced CPQ, madam?
Which version?
Yes, and which year it is introduced CPQ?
So it has only this, like if you take here CPQ billing plus, so you have a certain ways of implementation. So basically, once you bought it, there is nothing called as a version kind of it. It has some kind of this CPQ plus, billing growth, billing plus.
Ma'am, is it a separate application?
Yes, it is a separate application and the chargeable. Even for the practice also, it is a chargeable.
Means the interface, user interface, everything. Is it a different or same like
User interface is same as it is whatever we are seeing here. Like a opportunity, price book, product, user interfaces, this is what you will see. User interface is same. But as I have explained, you will see few fields. Like if you go to the order, in the order, you will see something called as a new field here, billing now. And the invoice process, invoice method, kind of a few methods few objects you will see. But the user interface is same. You will not see any differences with the user interface.
So if an organization is purchasing a CPQ, do they also need the unlimited edition license?
Yes, so when they are purchasing it, they will check with the members, I mean Salesforce team. First of all, Salesforce is going to ask for what is the purpose that you are going to use the CPQ. Do you have a unlimited edition or enterprise edition, and how many clients are there? Everything they are going to ask it, and based on that, Salesforce itself will suggest that which one they should be taking it. So we cannot directly take the CPQ. Here it is says contact us. It says contact us. That means Salesforce will understand the company's requirement. We need to give proper requirement to the Salesforce. If the Salesforce is agreed, okay, so you have this requirement. So I would suggest go with this, say CPQ plus or CPQ billing growth, and you need these many licenses because you have these licenses. These many members are going to use the CPQ. So this all discussion between them, and based on the price will be increased or the decreased. So that's the reason CPQ billing growth does not have a price by default, and billing place is also does not have a price here. It's all discussion based on the discussion with the company and Salesforce.
And ma'am, Salesforce CPQ, Apple CPQ, and Oracle CPQ is there, right? So everything will be in same or different? Will they be in?
See, when the beginning it is started, Salesforce just introduced the just CPQ. When the CPQ started, they just introduced CPQ. Then once the customers started using the CPQ, there are some defects, some issues were there. Then later on, they released the CPQ plus. After that, again, the customer feels that there are some little more issues are there. Then they have released the CPQ billing growth. So what is this means? That whatever the initial is there, they have added on top of this some initial features, and they release the CPQ plus. On top of the CPQ plus, they have included few more features, and they have released the CPQ billing growth. On top of the CPQ billing growth, they have included few more concept of the billing, and now they have released this CPQ billing plus. They did not release all together at a time.
Yeah, this is Salesforce CPQ, right? It's not Aptus. Aptus CPQ means a different product, right?
What is that? Access?
Aptus CPQ.
That is a different one.
Okay. So most companies use this Salesforce CPQ in the companies.
It's up to the company which CPQ they wanted to use it.
Okay. In normal project, where this CPQ mean what we learned, right? So when where will they be used? These all marketing architecture we learned, right? So in the companies, what kind of companies they use, what product and projects they use this CPQ and these all quotations, marketing, everything in real time.
Okay.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
real time.
In real time, the project
Hmm.
which I have worked on is CPQ. So in the CPQ, similarly, like we have to create a opportunities has to link with the product, right? And also we need to generate a order, same concept of whatever we have discussed. Opportunity, product, quotation, order, invoice, refund, payment method. These are the one which are going to using in the real time.
Okay, is it what kind of sector you worked? Is it banking or what kind of companies they use this normally?
There is no specific company like XYZ company only uses the CPQ. No, any company can use it CPQ based on their clients. If the client is saying that, because whenever we are purchasing, company is purchasing the CPQ is nothing but client is purchasing it. Company cannot purchase it. Dell company will not purchase the CPQ. Dell company has a client, some Maruti or some clients are there. So those clients, if they want the CPQ process to be implemented in the project, client will buy it and give it to the company. Company is not going to spend any money here.
Yeah.
Ma'am, does CPQ offer inventory management? Means the stock
Yes.
keeping of multiple products?
Yes. That is altogether a separate project of the CPQ. So if you go for a CPQ training, they will explain it. Any other questions offline? Archana, Balu, Bhanu Prakash.
I'm good for now. Thank you.
Okay. Offline. Rajni, any questions offline? Ram? Contract and order. Okay, fine. So let's move on. Now, let's see the sales flow. Okay, so in the sales flow, the opportunity we have created. From the opportunity, we generated the price code, quotation, right? Then we went to the order. From the order, whenever the order is released, the invoice will come. Invoice will come from the invoice, and then delivery will happen. Then the cash will be like once it is delivered, the customer is going to pay the cash. So this is normal process. Same process will be there with the Salesforce also. But in our Salesforce, the order invoice connection is not there with the opportunity. Now, this is we have seen cannot raise the invoice in Salesforce. So these are the trailhead links for the Sales Cloud platform. Quick look and get started with the Sales Cloud configuration basics. Let me ping you this, the trailheads. Complete these trailheads today. Questions. What is contract?
Agreement between
Agreement between client and
Set
company.
condition. Customer and the
Any terms and conditions
Terms and conditions
At the
are
time,
At the time of the
terms and conditions agreed at the time of sale.
sales contract.
Sale contract.
Right, any terms and conditions agreed at the time of sale. Now, homework yesterday you have created this Sachin Tendulkar, right? So today create a contract and order for this customer. Whatever the customer is there, for the same customer, create a contract and order. And for the same thing for the Ronaldo, create a contract and order. For the same thing, create a contract and order. So now we have understood the marketing application. We have understood the marketing application. What needs to be done in the marketing application. And then we have understood the sales application. What are the objects are there? What is the issues in the sales application? For that, which package that we need to use it, we have understood the sales application. Now the next one we are going to see is service application. Next one, we are going to see the service application. In the service application, we have case, solution are there. Case and solutions are the main thing. And that means when the person has purchased a product, once the person has purchased a product, now they need to raise a case. Now, how can we raise the case? Now, first of all, let's understand the service cloud here. Any post-sale activities is called as a service cloud. Any post-sale activities are called as a, or inquiries is called as a service cloud. Now, in the service cloud, in sales service cloud consists of, what are the objects? It consists of case, solution, service contract, service resource group, service area, service appointment, work order. So these all are comes into the service cloud. These are the object into the service cloud. So in the service cloud, we have a case solution. Along with the case solution, there are few more objects, which is a service contract, service resource group, service area, service appointment, work order, right? So work order line item. So these are the different objects which are available. Now here, service contract, service resource group, service area, service appointment, and work order. These all come into the FSL. Field service lightning. These all come into the FSL. That is another package. That is another package. It's not with the Salesforce. It's not with the Salesforce standard. It is a different one which is called as a FSL. Which is different one which is called as a FSL. These all are part of the FSL, but that is also service cloud. Now today we are going to see case and solution. Case and solution. Now for the case, any complaints or issues or feedback, anything that you wanted to raise related to the product, any complaint or any issues or any feedback, if you want to raise it, then you have to raise a case. And the navigation steps to create a case is click on the app manager, go to the service cloud, and then click on a new case. Now, first thing is that we need to switch our cloud. Now, the question is, cannot I use the case object here? You can use it in the sales. That's what I'm saying. The objects are, there is no restriction in the object that these are the objects can be open in the sales cloud. These are the objects can be open in the service cloud. These are the object can be open in marketing cloud. There is no restriction with the Salesforce standard. With the by default Salesforce standard, there is no restriction. But when you are implementing it for the client, then you need to restrict it. That means developer has to restrict. If you go to the service cloud, then only you will see the case. if you go to the sales and marketing, you will not see the case object. That kind of a restriction, the developer has to be put for the client. Now I'm switching to the service cloud here. So once I switch to the service cloud, I can see the case. Now this is the case. So click on here, app launcher, view all, choose for the application which is called as a service. Click on that service and open the case. Now, as soon as you open the case, you will see the blank screen. Here we have a new and a change owner. A new and change owner. Now, when we click on a new case information, web information, and the additional information and the description information. These are the 4 sections which are available for the case. Case information is it, what is the case subject, for what you are raising a case. Now let's go and click on the new case, click on a new. And when you click on a new case, here is a case information, web information, address information, additional information, and the description information. Now, case information is nothing but what type of a case and what is the status and what is the priority. Is it a too high or is it a medium or is it a low? And what is the case origin? Through the phone, we receive the issue, through the email, we receive the issue, or through the web. Customer has logged into the web and they created a case. And what is the contact? Who is the contact? Let's assume that David. And the account, for which account, the Dell. And the type is, assume that technical or other. Case reason, installation is issue. Installation is issue. Now you can keep it whether it is installation, performance issue, breakdown issue, feedback, or others. Let's suppose if it is an installation issue, I'm raising a case for the installation issue. And you can give web information, like maybe you are logging it from the, you are creating the case from the www.salesforce.com. Maybe this is the site, this is the company, from there you are logging into the details. And the additional information, right? And the additional information, if you want the product details, like which product they are asking about the installation, and the personal potential liberty, if there is anything SLA, if you want any SLA to be there, then you can say, for example, now Visual Studio. Installation, Visual Studio with Salesforce. Installation issue. Now description is unable to install Visual Studio for Salesforce. Now, once you give the entire information, then what you can do is click on here, send notification, email to the contact. Who is the contact here? Whoever is the contact is available in this case. In this case, it is a David. If you check this, there is a notification will go to the contact. There is a notification will go to the contact. If you uncheck, the notification will not go. Now, suppose I'm checking it. I wanted to see the confirmation email, whether the case is created or not. Now, if you click on a save, now what will happen? Contact has invalid or missing email address. Okay. There is no email address. Now let's take the Swapna Kongante, click on save. Now there is a email went to the person. So this is the email. Now who is sending this email? Automatically Salesforce is sending. Thank you for contacting us with your inquiry. Your reference number for this case is, this is the one, the subject of your case is Visual Studio with Salesforce installation issue. We look forward speaking with you soon. So this is automatical email. Nobody has written. I have not written anything for this. I have not created any email template. Nothing is done. So while creating the case, I just clicked on the checkbox. By clicking on that checkbox, automatically it will go. Automatically it will send an email to the contact. whoever is a contact is there, that person will send in contact. Right? So this is the case. Once the case is raised, assume that we have a separate team, which is a service team. Now service teams start looking into that. Whenever they start looking into that, they will change status new to working. They will change status new to working and click on a save. Working in a sense, they are looking at this case, possible that they are contacting this person, sending an email, understanding the more details about the issue, and then they are resolving the issue. Once the issue is resolved, we need to provide a solution to the customer. That means whatever the problem will be, there should be some solution will be there. If it is not complete solution, something alternate solution will be there. Any resolution to the problem has to be documented. Where we are going to document, we have an object called solution object. And this solution object is available only in Classic. Solution object is available only in Classic. Now, if you look for the Lightning, for example, let's click on here, view all, app launcher. Now, where is the solution? If you type here solution, I cannot see here solution. There is something different, bold solution is available, but that is altogether different. So we have a solution object. Solution object I cannot see in the Lightning. It is only available in Classic. So you need to switch to the Salesforce Classic. When you switch to the Salesforce Classic, here is the one. You will see solutions object. Click on this solution object. So solutions is only available in the Classic. Navigation steps are switch to the Classic, select the Service Cloud and click on the solution tab. That's what we have done it right now. And when we click on a new button, this is the screen, it will be appear. Here we have two options. Now, click on a new. Now here, for example, solution title. Solution title is, for example, Visual Studio. Visual Studio installation. Says for this, prerequisites has to be completed. Complete the prerequisite steps. Complete prerequisite steps. Complete prerequisite steps. So what is the prerequisite step? Salesforce CLI. You need to install the CLI. Install Salesforce CLI to the local and complete the configurations for CLI. After that, in the Visual Studio, you need to install some, in Visual Studio, install Salesforce related extensions. So these are the some solution. Once you click on a save, it will be added here, right? Now this is the data will be added here. Now status, it is already done. That means we have provided the status, reviewed it. Now it is done. Now why we create a solution? What is the purpose of solution? The purpose of solution is next time anybody faces some issue. For example, somebody is called me and saying that I'm not able to install the Visual Studio, or I have installed the Visual Studio, but I'm not able to connect to the Salesforce. Now, the first thing we are going to check them is, I'll open the solutions. I'll search for a Visual Studio. So this is a Visual Studio title is there. Then I'll ask them, did you install the Salesforce CLI? Did you configure all the configuration related to the CLI? Did you connect all the extension packages in the Visual Studio? So these are the certain, I'll ask it because I need not to repeat same steps. I need not to repeat the same steps. So for that, we use a solution. It's kind of a knowledge article, similar to the knowledge article, but it is solution for the service team. It is a solution for the service team. In the real time, mostly we use a case. Solution is a very rare to use because we use the knowledge article. Instead of solution, we use the knowledge article. Solution is a very rare because the solution is not available in the Lightning. So that's the reason it is a very rare in the real time. Any questions on the case and solution? Any questions on case and solutions?
Clear, ma'am.
Okay, so let's move on. Now, okay, what is a product master?
Any specific time to resolve an issue, madam? Cases can be resolved in any specific time?
Yes, there is a SLA option is available. So when you are creating the case, there is an option is available. So if you go back to the cases, open this case. I'm saying here high priority. Cases, high priority. SLA violation. If you say yes, then they are going to ask, do you want to add by when you wanted to resolve it? If it is a high priority, definitely internal team itself has a SLA. Internal team itself has a SLA. When I say SLA, if I received a high cases, I should resolve within the 8 hours. That is within the team. From the customers might be there. From the customer, they will say that it is very important for me to resolve, for me to get the solution. But as well as internal team is also having by when I should resolve this case. So they have a based on the priority. If it is a high, within 8 hours. If it is a medium, within 16 hours. If it is a low, within 24 hours, I should resolve this kind of issues.
In real time, how many tickets are resolved per one day?
That is up to based on the team to team, company to company, whatever they are getting it. It's not a strict rule. There is Salesforce has not given any rule to that. So few companies will have whatever they are receiving in a day, they should be closing everything. So few companies will say that, okay, we are getting the cases today, but you can complete it by tomorrow. That's all totally fine. It's based on the company, client, and internal team decisions. Okay, so what is a product master?
Is a master
table maintaining
Product
Table
and corresponding
information.
Right. So master table maintaining the product and corresponding price. Now the next one is, what is product?
Anything available.
Any item or commodity available for sale.
Any item or commodity available for sale.
Any item or commodity available for sale. Now, Venkatesh, yes, there is a different team who is maintaining the cases. So that is the team is called as a service team, which I have already explained. So service team is completely dedicated to look for only the cases. That means they are supporting the issues that are raised by the customer. Is that clear? Venkatesh, okay. What is price book?
Pricing strategy.
Pricing
to
strategy
position
only
to the
multiple price range.
Stating the price.
Strategy add to the position to a single product or a multiple price range. Where do we add a price and amount?
Price book entry.
In the
price book entry.
Where do we add it?
Add price book entry.
Price book entry.
And standard.
Standard price.
Standard price.
Price book entry and standard price.
Price.
What is Service Cloud?
post-sales activity.
So
Post-sale activities or inquiry.
Right.
Now homework, create following 4 contracts in Salesforce Sales Cloud. Adopt is one contract, product agreement is another contract, building is another contract, Zoom is another contract. These are the contract name. First 3 should be active, the last one should be not active. That means they should be draft. Zoom is a draft. Zoom is draft status. Adopt, product, agreement, building is in active status. Create these 4 contracts and create a following 4 add orders and add the products in the Salesforce Sales Cloud. So the first one is a contract and the next one is a order. Now create these orders, order for adopt, order for product agreement, order for building, order for Zoom. So while creating the order, link the related contract to the order. That means if you are creating the order product, you should link to the order contract. If you are creating the product agreement, you need to link to the product agreement contract. If you are creating the product building, then you need to link the contract building. If you are creating the product Zoom, link the Zoom contract. Now, next one is a create a following 4 cases and solution in the Salesforce Service Cloud. Cases are network problem in Geo. One case is network problem in Geo. Not able to log in bank account, another case. How to transfer an amount, another case. What are the best practices to get a job, another case. Zoom is not working, another case. Create these 4 cases. For this, whatever the solution that you think, create it. These are the problems. Create the cases for this. And for these cases, what are the solution you think, create a solution for that. And that's all for today. Any other questions? So till at this point, we have completed all our 3 things: marketing application, sales application, and then service application.